You're getting in
Yeah,
100 arbs a day?
yeah, probably.
What? What?
I'm
What's up, guys? This is episode 2 of Talking with Outliers, where I sit down and I talk with other OddsJam users where we don't just talk about the green calendars or the fluff. So today I'm speaking with Chad, a OddsJam user who has had tremendous success with software, has had his ups and downs, doubts, stakes, everything, you name it, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. That's what we're going through. And whether this tool is still worth it. And I had such an amazing conversation with him today, and I think you guys are gonna get something out of it for sure. So stay tuned, go get some popcorn or coffee and just let this play in the background if you want. Chad's just a normal dude, a regular guy, as he said, and he has a job and he does this on the side. He is shooting for a 100K goal, and I'm excited to see him hit that. So go follow him on Twitter at ChatterCheese. And right here are some of his recent winnings for the month. He loves his job, which is so amazing, and he makes even more with OddsJam by its side. But it wasn't always smooth. Let's get into it. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are
Yeah,
you?
can't complain. I'm interested to hear your story. And
Yeah, this is kind of surreal. Like I didn't think I'd be doing something like this, and here we are.
yeah, well, tell me a little bit about yourself, like before you found like betting and arbitrage and all this, OddsJam. Like,
hmm
what were you doing before
Yeah.
you found all this stuff?
Well, I was well, as far as gambling was concerned, I would have to go to I live in Kentucky, right? So I had to travel to the state of Indiana when it first became legal
Yeah.
just to place some bets. So I very rarely did I do it just to place bets, but if there was some reason why I was over there, whether it be for like an amusement park like Holiday World over there or something, just that's what I had to do. Or Tennessee, like if I was going that way, I would have to, place bets down there. And then it wasn't until 2023 when it became legal in Kentucky, and I only had accounts with like a FanDuel and DraftKings, and that was it.
Yeah.
Just a pure casual better. It's like, well, I'll be in Indiana today, so there might be a Thursday night football game or something to bet on. So that's just what I would do, as casual as can be. And here it is. I found this software, and it was actually a picture of the Arb Feast calendar on
Okay.
X, and it just showed up under like, you might like this. I'm like, yeah, I think I do like that. How does he do something like that? And here I am making thousands of dollars a month for
Wow.
free. Like just yeah,
How long have you been using OddsJam now?
yes. I started it around Memorial Day of 2024,
Oh, okay.
and that's when I did my free trial. And I was brand new to the game, so I really
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing a whole lot. So I didn't, or and like the very first one, I made a mistake, and it was worth like $200.
Okay. Was it
But
like an
I did
arbitrage
learn.
mistake?
Yes, yes,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah. So and for whatever reason, I just didn't. I was just like, I don't know about this.
Did
So
you
I
get
didn't
locked
renew
out?
my. No. I just canceled it. I just didn't think I could do it, or I wasn't
Okay.
fast enough, or I didn't really know what I was doing. So,
Yeah.
and in the meantime, I was looking for discords to join. I mean, you probably know that they don't work. They just don't work. I'm sorry to
Right.
say, but
No,
I won't say
it's
which ones I joined. But
it's
I
hard
mean, there
to.
were some good days, but it's just, yeah, it just wasn't worth the money that they make you pay for it.
No.
Nothing like this, man.
So how did after you tried OddsJam, made a couple mistakes, you like you said you stopped with the subscription and then you tried to
Mhm,
join some discords. It didn't work
mhm.
out.
Yeah,
Like how'd you make your way back?
I saw more and more people having success
Okay.
just through the rest of the summer and into the fall, and I actually did join back, and it was actually by a mistake because I was getting emails from like Randall,
Okay.
or I don't know if they're automated or something. But I
Yeah.
thought they were offering me another free trial, so I was like, I'll try it again. So I kind of got my feet wet the first time, and this was about October of 24, um, around Halloween when I started it again. So
Yeah.
I thought I was getting a free trial when I signed another one when I signed up the second time. And then I saw they charged my card,
Oh.
whatever the gold subscription was. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I guess I'm locked in for a month. I gotta figure this out now. And lo and behold, it was one of the best accidents that could have happened to me.
Wow.
For real. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like a sign almost. That's crazy. So you were using the gold plan then both times?
that's right. Yes,
Are you
yes.
still using gold? Or are you on platinum?
No, no. I went to live right when the March Madness tournament was going on.
Okay, wow.
I
What
was
made what made you turn over to platinum then?
Yeah. Well, so I was watching Arbitrage trainings.
Okay.
Highly recommend watching those, by the way. But
Yeah, nice.
he did do some live like examples and stuff of just him live streaming and stuff. I watched him, I learned, and I was like, he's getting a lot of volume down on these college basketball games.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I should just try it because it's the season's winding down. I was just it was just a leap of faith. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like just believe in yourself, know you can do it, get practice down, get reps down,
Yeah.
and like again, I'm still on platinum because I was much more profitable with and the limits too. That was part of it. The live limits are just it's like I didn't even have any limits. I was only betting $100, $200 anyway, and
Yeah.
like that's what they let you get down on these live main lines. Sometimes even more. So I'm like, I guess I'm sticking with this.
Yeah, that's it's a similar story I hear a lot of the times when people go from pre-game to live and they're just like, wow, no limits, you're getting more volume down. But a lot of people that are on the outside are concerned about the speed, right? Like what was when
Mm,
because you had gold before, so you had already kind of
right.
practiced with arbitrage and beforehand. Did you notice like a big difference? Like what was that like what was going through your head when you were trying to place live bets during March Madness? Like was it crazy, difficult? Like how long did it take you to, be like, "All right, this is easy. I got it now."
Right. So a big part or a big help was the stoppage feature.
Okay.
And like following the games, knowing when they're about to go to a timeout, knowing when there's an end of a quarter, end of a half. Yes, that
Yeah.
thing's big, really helpful right there.
Yeah.
But and I will say too, when you switch over to live, if you go back to placing pre-live arbs, you
Mhm.
feel like you got all day to place those things because it's
Right.
like, oh, I can't believe I thought this was too fast.
Right, the
Right,
perspective just completely changes, right?
right. But
Wow.
yeah, basketball is by far like my most profitable sport to do it with. It's just there's so many more lines. It's easier to, get you have more time to get place bets and get bets in when it's, during timeouts and stuff. It's not like, baseball right now. It's been a big struggle doing anything live on
Yeah,
the baseball. So
it's
every
tricky.
pitch, it's like they're just jumping all around the place. But in the timeouts, depending on how the game's going, if it's a blowout, I find a lot of success if the game's a blowout. Books don't know if these starter players are coming out in the fourth quarter, like in the finals the
Yeah,
other night. So yeah, I really like basketball. I've not done live with football yet, so I'm kind of interested to see how that goes in the
okay.
fall. But
Are you
I'm
planning
I'm
on
kind of sad with that basketball right now.
you're planning on keeping the subscription, like, all through the summer until basketball starts again, or
Oh
what's
yeah,
yeah? Like,
yep,
what
for
what
sure.
what makes you? Because that's another thing, it's like, even though the volume is less, and as you can see on the screen, there's, like, 2 bets right now,
Mhm.
there's not a lot, but what's making you, like, still pay that subscription cost every month if the volume's lower right now?
Yeah, so I set my notifications on, so every time it pops up on my phone, I just lock one in really quick, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm on the go. I'm sitting at home. It doesn't matter. Or if I have a free couple minutes, I'll browse the feed for a few minutes and lock in a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, volume is low, but
It's still worth
to
it,
me
though.
that it's still worth it. It still pays for itself even with the lack of volume. It's better on my time management, I guess. So I'm not,
Yeah.
staring in front of the screen um as much as I was in the fall and the winter. So
Yeah, no,
I
that
mean, it's still paying for itself by far.
yeah. I'm having a pretty rough month myself, but how much are you up this month?
Uh, I looked at it earlier because I kind of figured you might ask me that. I'm at least 2,000 up.
Yes,
It's like I
that's
think I'm around like 2,200. I'm
about the same right now.
averaging probably about 3,000 a
A
month,
month.
but it's obviously less volume right now,
Dang.
so I'm right about 2,000 right now.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's really good. And you've been doing it pretty consistently since Halloween then?
Yes, that's correct.
Nice.
That's when I went full force, took it seriously, and put in the volume and
Do you
time.
do you have like an average on how much you've made since then? Like altogether? Like a
I believe it
ballpark?
was about 18,000 since January or the start of this year,
Wow.
and probably, yeah, probably um, close to 25 since Thanksgiving. So, or Halloween. Sorry.
And how much time like is that taking? Like how much time are you putting into this? You think?
Yeah. So I'm kind of lucky because with my job, I get a lot of downtime, so I'm just able to place bets while I'm at work a
Yeah.
lot. But like an hour or so before the games come on, I could be like just eating dinner. There might be some plays pop up, or
Yeah.
I may be finished, and if I don't feel like cleaning up the kitchen or something, I'll just
Uh-huh.
browse the feed then too. And then sometimes the games will come on. I might look, or I might just be watching TV because I place bets earlier in the day, so I know I'm gonna
Yeah.
wake up the next morning with a green day. So
Dude,
it's almost like Christmas morning every single day.
that's
It's
so
just a
cool.
matter of how much I was up. So
Wow. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, you're up that much with not that much time spent. You still have your job that you're working,
right, yeah,
which just, I mean, that's a lot of people say, especially after you get limited. They're like, well, once you're limited, if you really want to make money without opening up new accounts, you kind of have to like grind, grind, grind. And people don't, most people who keep their jobs and are doing this for just side income don't think it's worth it. I mean, are you limited on a lot of books?
every book every book I have.
Yeah.
I even re-downloaded that 365 because I realized because that was the first book that limited me.
Yeah, me
But
too.
once the other ones limited me, I was like, this wasn't that bad because I thought it was like, wow, they're limited me to $5 a
Like
bet.
Bet
So
365 would, yeah.
yeah, but
So yeah, you're
their
still.
lines are just so juicy. I
Oh
Once
my
I
god.
re-downloaded it, it's actually helped with my volume for the summer because um, their baseball lines are just, especially with the exchanges, there's a ton of them. So
Oh, that's a good little
yeah.
little tip.
So
That's nice.
is it a dollar or two per arb? Is it maybe 50 cents sometimes? Sure, but I still do it. I still put them in.
Yeah.
It's free money.
I guess it's just like a mindset. I mean, that's how I got started with this streaming stuff is I was just seeing, I mean, I was posting on Twitter just for fun about my winnings and daily updates and everything like that. And then I noticed like, everybody the same thing was, how do you do this when you like, are you not limited yet? I'm limited. How do you keep doing this? So then I was like, let me start streaming. And I started just streaming my P1 accounts all limited, just showing people, yeah, like you take these $1, take these 50 cents one. I mean, it adds up. And it's like you said, it pays for itself. It's kind of cool. So it's good to hear more people like yourself who realize that, you know, that stuff adds up even after being limited. I mean, when you got limited, did you think it was over? Like were you like, oh well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to continue this. I mean, it was cool while it lasted, but
Yes. So like in a sense, I was kind of worried. I was like, this can't be it, right? And like I knew I could probably open a P2 account or I could
yeah,
get my brother or someone else. But like about this time where I got limited on every single book, like even a FanDuel. That's when I was like, mate, and then that was I guess I was doing it about 2 months at that point, just hammering pregame player props for the NBA, and um, that's when I felt the courage to go switch over to live, and that's been a complete game changer to me too, because um, you get a higher ROI, you get more volume, and you get the limits. Like I said earlier, it was almost like I wasn't even limited anymore once I was placing these live lines because I was only doing 50 to $100, maybe 200 on some of these plays. So
yeah.
because I have a really low risk tolerance, so I've not even touched positive EV yet because
Okay, I was gonna
I like
ask.
the free money. I like the free
Yeah.
money I'm getting every day.
No, no, I mean, especially if you gotta a full-time job or something that you're actually doing, and this is a side thing, it's that whole risk-free thing, just to have some kind of like side income that's growing consistently, like every single day, no stress, no red days. That's I don't I personally, because I'm more of like an entrepreneur, and I've dabbled around different things to make money online and stuff like that. I've never seen something like this where you can just every day green, 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 green. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely
Yeah, for
crazy.
sure. Like, I even worked a second job for a little bit because I just for extra money
Yeah.
before I came across something like this. And like, I can wake up in the morning, browse the OddsJam feed. There might be 3% ARB plays there. And it's like, okay, here's a dollar here, a dollar here, a dollar here. Boom, $3. And I haven't even got out of bed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. So, I mean, you say you are more of a low risk and you haven't touched EV. Would you
Mhm.
consider like in like in the fall or something, would you consider dabbling with EV, or are you just going to go straight like I'm arbitrage risk free? That's where I'm going with.
Yeah. So I think I lean the latter, but I guess I could be talked into it.
Yeah.
Um, But, like, I'm not saying it doesn't work or anything, it's just I know me, and I know
Right.
my risk tolerance, and I'm just like, "Why would I do that when I know I can make these small profits stack up every single day?" So,
Yeah. No, I mean,
that's yeah, for sure.
that's amazing because I honestly have a high risk tolerance. So I started with arbitrage and then I switched to both. And like this month, I basically haven't had the time to really sit down and do any arbs. And I just been like placing EV bets, like you said, when notifications pop up. And it's been a pretty rough month. But man, you can't beat the arbitrage stuff. I can't wait till the fall to like crank out the college basketball and the football. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh my goodness. I get
Right. So, like, for me, by then, it will have been a full year of doing it,
yeah.
like, for real, so I'm I kinda, like once I finally got comfortable with it is when all the sports started dying down. It was like, the NFL playoffs were here. There's the March Madness tournament, NBA playoffs. It's like, man, all these sports are going away, and I'm just
Yeah.
now getting a feel for myself, so
And you still stuck with it though. See, that's
I did,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I've seen the results, I've seen how much money it can bring in, so I just do it.
Do you have like
Put
a
in the
s
time. It is a grind. It is a grind sometimes.
yeah.
There's a lot of time that you gotta put into it, and, one of the hardest parts about it is staying logged in on these
Oh my
books.
God,
I
right?
cannot explicitly explain how upset it makes me when it's like, "Log back in," or "You've been logged out for your security." I hate it. It's like, I just went 5 seconds ago to do something else. I'm back.
Have you made a mistake because of that before? Like, or have you gotten to the point now where you're like, I'm not gonna block one side in until I know both of these books are logged in?
Oh, for sure. I don't trust them. ESPN will log me out if I leave for, like, 2
Oh
seconds
my,
sometimes
yeah.
if I just swipe up on my phone. No, I make sure both sides are ready to go before I do anything like that,
Yeah.
so
Did you make any big like mistakes with arbitrage, like getting locked out, odds changing, like being logged out, not having enough money in your account? Like, what are some of the? Have you had any of those
Yep.
mistakes? Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and those things will happen, and you can't let it deter you from like, it's just part of the game.
yeah.
But like I said, earlier in the stream, the very first one I did, and when you start out, do small amounts. I
Hmm.
can't stress that enough because I
Right.
bet like $200 on a strikeout prop June. Very first one I did, and the other side locked on me, and it was even like a pregame
Oh my
thing.
gosh.
And yeah, so I was like, I'm starting this thing. I'm already going to be down $200, and of
Yeah.
course the play lost. Like, I couldn't just get lucky one time.
And
It's
get
just
that right, of course. Yeah, that's like playing with fire. That's oh my goodness. Can't tell you how many
yes,
times I've done that. It's like, oh, I'll let
yeah,
it ride. Maybe I'll get lucky.
mhm,
Just it
yeah.
always just never does. But
Yeah, and now I've learned to just take the small loss, arb
yeah,
out of it even no matter what. Like,
yeah, you're just hedging it no matter.
I don't let anything ride anymore. I just if I can help it.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you get locked out and plays won't come back, but it's a lot better to lose 5 or $10 or $20 than to lose 200. So,
And lose your sanity too. So you start sweating
yes,
that bet. Oh
yes.
my goodness. What do you like it when you do get locked out? Because now you use the phone, right? You said
Yes,
so. You're on the
I actually use two phones.
two phones.
It's
Damn.
yes.
Okay, that's nice. That's see. I
It
don't even.
makes it so much easier. I can look at both screens and boop, boop, boop,
That's
place one,
nice.
place one.
Do you usually
Yeah.
put OddsJam on one screen and the books on the other? Like, how do you put like books that aren't one click on one phone? Like, what's your strategy there?
I well, so it's I really don't use books that aren't one click
Uh
a
huh.
whole lot. Sometimes I'll use like a flip.
Yeah.
Um, but like FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, ESPN, Caesars, they all have
Mm-hmm.
one click back feature. So I might pick three books over here on this phone. I might go over here, put two or three books on this phone, and I just kind of have to remember which phone is which book
Yeah.
I'm logged in on. So
You could put like
I mean,
sticky
sometimes I do
notes
get them mixed up. It's like I thought I was logged in. It's like, oh, I'm on the wrong
on the
phone.
wrong phone.
Like
You
FanDuel phone is this one.
you got to put sticky notes about the phones with the
Yeah,
sports books.
yeah. And I try to be consistent. Like keep the same apps that I use for phone A and phone B, so
Yeah.
I know they both got different cases, so I can kind of tell them the difference. They're both iPhones, so
Yeah. And do you like have them in your hand or do you like them on the on the table?
it's easier if I lay them on a flat surface.
Okay.
Sometimes if I'm like lounging in like a recliner, it's kind of hard to lay them down because then they'll fall off my chair arm or
Yeah.
whatever. And but I usually try if I can help it to keep them on a flat surface.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of juggling around doing it
No,
like that.
that's
But
props to
that's what
you,
works
man.
for me. That's
Yeah.
what works.
Yeah, I mean, I hear all types of stories, which is just so cool to see. I mean, it works regardless. I'm a more of a laptop person, but I've dabbled on my phone a couple times. But yeah, that's pretty. Have you used the backup bet feature at all? Because you're on mobile. I know that's on mobile. Like,
Yes.
you've used it before?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
It's
yeah,
really helpful so you don't have to search manually like which books have this play even available because half of them it might not even offer this
yeah,
whatever play it is, and it's just like you could take this one, you'll lose $5. You could take this one, you'll lose $7, and it's really helpful, especially if keep you from panicking because
yeah.
I do panic a lot sometimes when that happens, and I try not to, but it's like
It's
oh,
tough.
I got too much money riding down on
Yeah.
on one side.
And were you before the backup bet? Like, were you using the like what was your strategy trying to hedge? Were you just looking at the sportsbook screen or like how were you? Were you just waiting for the
Uh,
line to pop back up or are you like how was that? Because
so
I mean
sometimes I would camp
yeah
on one phone, and maybe I'll use the other phone to not even look at a sports book screen, but like just
look at the
all right,
books.
I'm gonna check Caesars
Mm,
manually and
yeah
just go as fast as I can and see if
yeah
Caesars has it, see if DraftKings has it, whatever it may be. Just do it manually that way, or sometimes Pick It will tell you some place you can probably search for LeBron James rebounds or something
yeah
and see what books are offering it right at that moment.
yeah. Well, and what's the volume like compared to live and pregame for you now? Like, how many pregames are you getting in a day, you think, on average?
Uh, at least 100.
Pr-
I'd say,
You're getting in
yeah,
100 arbs a day?
yeah, yeah, probably.
What? What?
I'm telling you, I'm betting like, because I'm still limited, right? So I will get like maybe $10 down on an ARB and make like $1 from it, depending on what the ROI is. And
Dude,
I just stack those, and then sometimes it might be I might get up to investing $3,000 a day, just
dude,
adding
that's
up
sick.
those. Yeah,
Wow.
so I do a lot.
I
Like
might
it's
do
not
that
like
then.
I'm just taking it easy or I'm lazy or I'm whatever. Like I try to put in as much as I can to the market because I know at the end of the day that's more I'm going to get back.
So,
So
you're saying 100 altogether or 100 pregame?
that's probably just pregame right now. Now,
It's,
yeah,
and so then how many
that's
live?
so yeah. So like when the NBA playoffs were going on, I don't know like a specific number, but I would focus more on that side because I know I don't have to grind out as much pregame like
Yeah.
I do now because I can't get the volume in on baseball and WNBA like I could on NBA or college basketball. So I know that, and so I mean, every time out, I'm always hunting. I might get 2 in a timeout. I might get 5. I might get none.
Yeah. So you think
But
pregame's more then? Or not think,
right
but
now,
for
right
you, yeah,
now,
right now.
yes.
Wow. I gotta look into that then, man, because I'm gonna be honest
I
with
mean,
you.
you just gotta take, like, the 50
Yeah,
centers, like,
literally.
sometimes that's what you gotta do, it's like and, like, I don't know well, I kinda have an idea, but I'm not gonna know ahead of time what the book's gonna limit me
Yeah,
to, like,
right.
sometimes on these baseball pitcher props, I can get down $30 or something, it's like,
Randomly.
wasn't a second ago, it was, like, 626.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's
and then
so
by then, it's like I'm, halfway done with the ARB, so I'm might as well lock in the other side and take the 75 cents sometimes or
yeah.
whatever it may be.
Dude, that's so cool. And when you're taking ARBs, since I know you said you don't dabble much in EV, but do you still try to lock in that EVs, like the side that's off first? You try to get that one, like the one that says number, because in OddsJam it says 1 and 2, and the
Mhm.
one apparently is supposed to be the one that's off from the market. Like, do you try to
Is
lock
that
that one?
new? I didn't notice that before.
It's been on mobile, but yeah, I think it's more of like a new thing. I was asking them about that on the desktop, but yeah, supposedly. I mean, but see if you look here though. I mean, let's see. Like this side, it doesn't seem. They're saying one is the EV side. That's what I've been told. Now,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, but besides that, since you're not really looking at those two numbers, like do you look at the extended screen and you're like, okay, I want to place this one first because this one's probably the one that's gonna change, or are you just like clicking away?
Yeah, so it does kinda depend on, like, what books the ARB is between. So if I see and the liquidity, it tells you the liquidity too, so that's been
Yeah,
helpful, like the
yeah,
Novig. If I see there's like 2K of liquidity in Novig, I might go and take the other side first because I know there's plenty of money,
yeah, right,
on
to
the
get
Novig
some.
side. But if there's like $50 or something on Novig, I'll just go ahead and do that one first because you've probably seen it goes quick.
Yeah.
But so like with live baseball, what I've been trying to do is lock in that positive EV side first and then
Mhm.
hope maybe the bet goes my way. Or like the other day, it was the Dodgers and the Rockies game
Mm.
is like the first 7 innings money line. The the Rockies line, no, it was the Dodgers line. The Dodgers line was off. I locked it in first, but it wasn't an ARB. And then I think they got like 2 runners on base in like the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And then by then, the odds had moved higher for the Rockies money line side. So then I was able to arb out that way,
Uh huh.
which of course, that specific one won. But um, that's kind of a good strategy for baseball anyway. That
Yeah.
if you lock in that positive EV side first, it'll correct, and then if it doesn't go your way, it's whatever. But if it does go your way, you can even let it ride at that point because it's like,
Right.
oh, I got it at minus 120. Now the live line is minus 250.
Right.
So sometimes it can go in your way like that too.
Do you ever, when these cases happen and you get locked out or you get the side in first, like, and you're camping or you're looking for a backup bet and nothing's showing up, do you sit there and look at it, or you're just like, oh wait, it's the second inning in the game, maybe if it's a money line or a first seven, do you just like, I'm gonna just remember this mentally and come back to it, or you're just like, I gotta hedge this first before I move on?
Yeah. So I do kind of like I'm all in on this one specific bet. I'm trying
Yeah,
to get out of it,
yeah.
like because I know I'm probably gonna forget. Just I
Yeah,
probably would forget. It's like, wait a minute, was that play early? What happened with it?
yeah,
Um, but I do know if I take too long that there's more plays out there that I'm probably missing out on.
right.
So I try to, even if it's a loss, just try and get
Just
out of it and then
hedge
move
it.
on to the next. Yeah,
That makes
just move on
sense.
to the next one.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's a good
But
idea.
if you can remember to do it, then by all means, like,
Yeah,
um, kind of keep it in the back of your mind. I just know I'm gonna forget, so I just try to be done with it so I can move on.
yeah. And I gotta ask you too, do you have like a certain goal you're trying to hit with this, or you just like going with it? Do you have like a monthly goal? Do you have like what, now that you've been doing this for a while, do you have something you want to get out of this?
Yeah, so I think it'd be pretty cool to reach 6 figures.
Okay.
So 100K, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't really have one at the beginning because I was just like, I'm just gonna take this as, as my second job per se, or
Yeah.
just a side income. But now that I've seen that, wow, in the month of March, I made $4,000. That's a lot more than I make at work, working 40 hours a week.
Mm.
And I probably didn't put in 40 hours a week doing this, especially since that's when I switched over to live. And I was just getting a higher ROI, getting more money down on fewer plays. So, but I think, especially since I'm a quarter of the way there, um, that'd be pretty cool to reach 100K.
Yeah. That's a good goal. Let's just do a little what if thing here. Let's say come fall, you just have these, October, November, and I hope this happens, by the way, November, December, and you're making like 20K a month. Like, what are you
Mhm.
doing? Like, what are you, are you going to
I
be
think I
like,
gotta quit work at that point,
would
right?
you, okay, would you actually, you would consider quitting your job?
um, if it was a job I hated, I would.
Yeah.
But
But
I kind of like my
you
job,
like
so
your
I don't
job.
think I would.
Okay.
Yes, I do like my job.
That's good.
Like, actually, I've not liked my job before,
Yeah.
but until this one that I have now. So,
That's awesome. Yeah. No,
but
if you like what you're
to me,
doing,
it's just extra money. So it's like if I do work and I like it, I'm not miserable. It's just more income.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
higher the income, the higher the better the better off I am.
Yeah, 100%. And having stability is nice, but if you hated your job,
Uh-huh.
would you quit it? Would you quit if you were making that much money?
That much money for sure.
Okay.
I feel like I would have to and just focus on
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. No.
especially with the lack of time that it takes if you're doing live
Yeah.
NBA games or live NFL games or college basketball.
Yeah.
Because
It's
those were my highest earners this year, definitely.
that's so cool. Yeah. No, I mean the stories I hear many people that didn't like their job before that are able to quit, or people who still work like you and they like their job, they enjoy their life, they're just happy that they have something on the side like this that's literally paying for whatever bills, vacations, just a rainy day
Mhm.
fund, anything. It's so cool. I mean, have you said you picked up like a second job for more money? Did you ever, like, were you ever looking into the stock market or anything like that? Like, why were you like, okay, this, you were gambling for fun, or like you kind of mentioned
Yeah.
a little bit, like what made you be like, I want to try this out and like this is gonna work, it's not just gamble, like what was going through your head then, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah. So like a guy at one of my old jobs was big into the stocks and stuff and like day trading.
Yeah.
But like I did try it for for a little while there, but it did not go well. Like it was just way too unpredictable.
Yeah.
The markets, not like sports betting, are fragmented, and so you just have no way of knowing what it's going to do at any given time. So I did
Right.
dabble in that a little bit. Um, I looked into like monetization content, like on
Mm,
YouTube or podcasting stuff like that.
yeah.
Like, um, but I forgot what the question was. I'm sorry, but
No, it's just, yeah, like if you've dabbled in other kind of these like side quests where you're just trying to make extra money, so you don't have to be
yeah,
working
I've
these.
I've definitely done that before,
Yeah.
and and there was just something about that all green calendar I saw on Twitter that one day, and that might have been back when it was actually called Twitter,
Yeah.
but
Did you think that was
it's
fake?
that's I did think it was crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way that's real." Like I thought sports betting was like a losing game for
Right.
everyone.
Right.
Like there's no way you can actually beat the books, but apparently there is, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
And
but my honeymoon, when we got married 2 years ago, me and my wife,
mhm,
I used I used funds from my sports betting accounts to for the down payment. We went on a cruise,
nice.
and it was fully funded from sports betting.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's so cool. Wow. And when you did find Arpdeep's post about this and you were going, like, you had all these thoughts like, oh, this could be fake, another Twitter capper thing. I thought sports betting was a losing game. Like, did you just jump in on the 7-day free trial right away, or did you like reach out to Arb Thief? Like, what made you pull that trigger to try the software out to begin with?
Yeah, so I did send him a DM. I asked like what he did or how he made this possible. He sent me the link to sign up for OddsJam. He's like, "This is the software I use," and
Yeah,
it's like sent me videos of Alex Monahan's arbitrage tutorials on how it works, the
right.
math behind it, stuff like that. I watched those, and I think that's about the same time he started doing his trainings,
Mm,
his live trainings, because it was about the fall of this past year. Um, so I did sign up. No, that was the summer. I'm sorry. I signed up 2 different times. I forget which
yeah,
time was which.
right,
But so, but doing it for yourself and getting those reps in, that's that's what that's what helped me feel more confident in my ability to actually do it.
right,
So I it was free. I was like, I can cancel if it doesn't work out or if I don't feel like I can do it. So it was really the free trial that what made me
hmm
gave me that push to do it,
yeah, and
just to
and
try it out.
and you would get a 7-day free trial with Platinum too. So like, if you were telling yourself right now, like with your experience you have now, and you were the post that your old you found, would you tell him to start with Platinum or Pregame? And like, you know, both ways you use less money, like you said, to start out with, but would you say just jump right into Platinum, or maybe test Pregame out?
I would definitely test out pregame first.
Okay.
It was a lot helpful with it just didn't move as fast.
Yeah.
Like even after doing it for months and months, when I switched over to live, it was still like I was like, okay, this is a new ball game. I gotta figure out how fast these lines are moving, some of these markets, figure out how they work, and just because it was like a new thing you had to get used to. Like when I started the pregame for the very first time, it's like when you first start out, like you're lifting dumbbells, your arms are going to be sore.
Right.
So that's the analogy that I kind of thought about using for this was once you get those reps in and repetition and whatever else plays, get the volume of plays, that's what's going to help you build your confidence and speed.
Right.
And and then so when you get those feel good about those pregame arbs, then you can switch over to live and figure that stuff out just like you did with step one in the
hmm
pre-games. So I definitely would recommend starting out with slower moving lines first.
Yeah, no, that's a good tip. And how fast was it when you got limited with Pregame? Like, when did you start? You said Bet365
Uh-huh.
with was your first book, but like, what?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
I feel like it took longer than what I've heard other people say. I don't know if it's because my accounts were older and they were primed, I guess, from me
Okay.
being a casual bettor before I started
Yeah.
betting these sharp strategies. But I because like MGM, they gave me like 2 months of just hammering pregame NBA player props without limiting me ever.
Wow.
So, and I felt like that was a long time from what I
Yeah.
was hearing. Bet 365, it was like 2 weeks or something
Yeah.
when they was
Makes
like,
sense.
okay, this guy kind of, I guess he figured out what he was doing now.
Yeah.
And so we can't have this anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. So, and so, like you said, player props. So you didn't have any like you weren't avoiding any kind of specific line at all. Like, you were just taking
Markets or
no
anything?
markets. Yeah.
No.
You were.
If it was profitable, I was doing it. I didn't care if it was rugby or
Yeah.
whatever half of these leagues, New Zealand basketball, Chinese basketball. I
Yeah.
was like, it's a 2% ARB. I'm going to take it. So
Yeah.
that's probably not smart, and I probably wouldn't recommend doing that now in hindsight. But
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know any better at the time.
Yeah.
So
That's good advice. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, what I would guess, another question I had was, I mean, I think when anyone's doing something, they're just constantly learning. And do you still have those learning days, those mistakes, those things you're like, not even a mistake necessarily that has to do with money, but maybe mentally, just any kind of like roadblock you've hit in
mhm,
the like the recent days or months?
yeah,
Yeah.
because so sometimes you can get complacent. You might get in a rhythm, and it's like you might lock in a bunch of ARBs that a lot in a row, and everything be all fine and dandy. and then you get in kind of a rut, you click the one-click bet link, it takes you to the bet, but you don't realize the odds change or the line changed.
Yeah.
So I'm just like almost not even paying attention. I'll just lock it in because I feel like because the software, I just feel like it was lagging. It might have lagged behind on a play. So I will just lock it in, realize this play was minus 120. This play was plus 100. It's like, oh crap, I didn't even see that. So then it's like, oh, I got to refocus now.
Yeah.
I was just kind of getting into that rut of just volume, placing volume.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes this happened to me on the final game 7 of the NBA finals. I was placing an ARB. For whatever reason, the FanDuel side, it didn't give me that confirmation that the bet went through, and I was ARBing it with DraftKings. All of a sudden, I'll spoil the ending.
Mm-hmm.
It did go through. It just didn't tell me it went through.
Oh.
So I'm over here thinking, and the DraftKings side was already placed. I'm over here thinking that the FanDuel side was not placed. So I'm spamming seeing how much I can get down. All of a sudden, the max limit they gave me was like $200 when I placed like 300 or something initially. So I was like, that's weird. They gave me they said my max was 500 like a second ago. Now it's saying it's 200. So I just think and I'm over here thinking it didn't go through. I placed another 200 on that FanDuel side. I find out, I didn't even know like when the game ended or that night. I found out the next morning when my calendar was in the red. It's like, that's weird. Did something like settle on like a day before or a day after? Because sometimes tennis does that.
Yeah.
If there's games in the middle of the night. But I go back and I'm like, I got $300 on Thunder second quarter money line. Then I got 300. I was like, I thought it said that 300 didn't go through. So it's just like stupid stuff like that, where sometimes you can't help but laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
oh my gosh. Yeah, no, exactly. You can't help but laugh. That's like all you can do, because I mean it's over at that point, and it's just those aren't even things you can really. Yeah, you can't even help.
You can't help it.
No. It's just like a human error, like it's an accident. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Yeah, I've made countless of those. I mean, I've even posted a giant ARB before that I hit, and then I wake up in the morning and everyone's like, "Dude," and I was like, what?" And then I go back and I saw that I had taken like. For some reason, FanDuel had, because it says away and home on FanDuel, and I had
I hate that. I wish they would just tell me which team I'm betting on.
Yeah, and
especially soccer, because soccer's backwards.
Right. So I kind of got screwed over on that, and I woke up in the morning and I had placed, not even an ARB. It was just like on the same team, and everyone was like, "Dude, whoops! Like, feel sorry for you." I lost like $500. I was like, "Oh my god!" I woke up in the morning, but I didn't even know, because it's just something but you got to just pay attention. I guess when you're doing this, you just want to like have a clear mind, I guess, is a good tip. Man, that's there's so many. I love hearing those stories. I think a lot of people don't really talk about that stuff, and that's what I kind of wanted to do and chat with people like you, and just get, hear those stories, because you're just you see a green calendar and it's fantastic, it's crazy, but you don't really see, that mud, the stuff that's not pretty, and nobody really wants
behind the scenes to get
like nobody wants to talk about those mistakes, right? You want to be like, "Oh, I'm all green calendar. Don't worry, nothing happened. I'm just making money." But I think it's really important to talk about this stuff. So I'm happy you were able to come on here and share that with me and the people that are going to watch this. I think it's going to be so helpful. So yeah, man.
There's only like one big ARB that I did that I got locked. Well, it wasn't an ARB because I got locked out. That actually hit. It was like something completely random, like Baylor baseball -5.5 against UT Arlington or something. I was like, I don't know anything about these teams or this game.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got $150 riding on Baylor -5.5 runs. I was like, I'm over here refreshing their Twitter account because the game's not on TV anywhere. And I'm just like, okay, Baylor's up 5-2 in the third inning. It's like, this is going good. So that's the only one that I've actually got lucky on. I feel like every time I get locked out, the bet always loses.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's just
It's so weird how it
that's
works
how
out
it
that way.
it's so I mean that it's always gonna be that way. I feel like it's like the just whoever it is, the universe, God, just someone, you're making so much money and risk free. They're like, you're not getting this lucky. Like just
Here's a quick setback real
yeah,
quick.
just like be humble about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. Well, I guess I wanted to ask you too is how does your wife feel about this?
She was very, I guess, like, interrogating me about, like, because she didn't know how it
Of
works.
course, right?
But once she understood, like, she's all for it. Like, she saw my results on Picket,
Yeah.
like, and then I told her how much the subscription cost was, and she's like gasps, like, "Really? It's
Wow.
that much?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
"Now hang on before you say anything else.
Right.
Let me show you how this pays for itself." And then she's like, "Oh, well, that's okay if you make $4,000 this month. That I mean, sure, go ahead if you know what you're doing."
Right.
She didn't even think it was legal either. She's like, "Are you sure this is legal?"
Right, it
I'm like,
doesn't
"Yeah,
sound.
it's just I'm just betting what the books are giving me."
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool though. That's always nice to have people in your corner, especially with something like kind of
Mhm.
taboo like sports betting, right? It's hard
Yes.
to get people to understand that this is like it's a winning strategy, and it sounds very strange when it's has to do with sports betting because you think of gambling, lose
Mhm.
like it's just like usually degen stuff, man. So it's hard.
Right.
It's
And
hard
I'm
to
not trying to play some kind of crazy parlay trying to get rich overnight. It's just
right,
it's all about just stacking small profits.
right.
And I got a few friends that don't understand. Well, they might understand, but they just refuse to take part because I've tried to get some of them into it,
Yeah,
and for whatever reason, like you can lead a horse to water, but can't make them drink, kind of thing.
right.
But I'm like, I've showed you my results. I've showed you how this works, and when they see this, they know who they are. So I
Yeah.
know they're gonna watch it. I'm gonna send it to them. So
Hey, yeah.
I'm publicly calling them out.
Yeah, they gotta get on it. If not, at least maybe you can show them how it's done with a little betting partner action. And
Yeah, right.
yeah,
And I'm like, at least be line shopping for the best line. I hope you're not just using
that
DraftKings and taking whatever DraftKings give you. Like,
see that's a big
shop around, please.
that's a big thing. Yeah, I completely I was just thinking about that the other day when it comes to sports betting. Just in general, I had a friend who kind of got me into sports betting before I got into this, and he was just, using DraftKings like all the time for everything, all his bets. And I think about it now, it's like, yeah, like why not use a software like this just to line shop, just so you can, if you're just gonna bet and you want to bet with emotion and just keep your own strategy because you think you got it and you're profitable, at least find the best odds, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
There's no reason to get paid out $5 less just for taking on this book as
Right.
compared to this other book. There's just no reason to do that.
Yeah. That's why I think it's such a power like the saw it's just so powerful and I mean all these things have been things in the past before like my grandfather used to be like a bookie and he knew arbitrage and all that stuff. It's always been a thing. It's just been very difficult to do, right? You got to either go in person and place the bet with different bookies and or when those online betting was a thing, you still had to manually search for these things and you had to be pretty smart to do that to be able to read lines and odds. It's just like you just boop 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 click a buttons. It's never been easier. It's ridiculous. I still mind blown that this is a thing.
Yes, it not only does it tell you what the play is, but it will literally pull up the play on your screen for you. You don't even have to go hunting for it. It's right here.
Right there, one click
Whatever.
and boom.
Yeah.
I think the next step would be how amazing for it to just load up the exact amount into the book.
Go ahead and
That's the
place.
next.
Yeah.
That's the next step, man. That'd be nice. I mean, except when you're limited at that point, you kind of just have to like guess or just
Mhm.
submit a giant number and see what the limit gives you, and then go back. I guess I want to ask you that now that I get on that topic. Do you do mental math at all, or you go back to the calculator all the time?
I'm I've tried.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've tried. I cannot do it under pressure
Oh my
when I
god.
know time's ticking. I have to go back to that calculator
Yeah.
and I have to see what the exact number is.
Yeah.
And then if it's like above 50 cents, I'll round up to that dollar. Below 50 cents,
Yeah.
I'll just round down to that dollar. I have to use the calculator. I tried it. I tried to do the mental math. And like books like FanDuel where it shows
To win.
what you win, instead of just your payout.
Yeah, it
I
makes it.
could probably learn how to do it if both books had the payouts. Like, oh, make both payouts match at
Right,
$200 or whatever.
but it's
But
not.
when FanDuel's like to win 137, it's like 137 plus
Right.
how to equal 200. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not for me. I have to use the calculator.
Yeah. No, I know a couple different mental math strategies that I've seen people do, and I've tried before, but at the same time, like you said, when you're under pressure or you're just trying to like focus on one thing, it's hard to be able to do math on top of making sure you're getting both in, because you don't want to like uh math in your head, and next thing you know, the books are just they're done. You're
Yes.
like you're locked. You're done.
Or what?
So
Or like I don't trust myself that my math is correct,
yeah,
but if
right.
I
Like
plug in these numbers to this calculator, I know it's right.
it's right. All right.
And I
No.
feel like I've done it so much to where it's faster if I do the
Right.
calculator rather than try and figure it out
Yeah,
for
because
myself.
it's a muscle memory now, and you can get there quick into the number, get the number
Mhm.
back, go.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
That
And
reminds me about limits. One time I placed like a really high number. It was like 555 or something on
uh-huh,
DraftKings. It took the
and it
bet.
took the bet.
It took it.
There
I
you
was
go.
just trying to see
And
what
you're
my
like,
max
oh,
was.
yeah,
So I was like, oh, this should be high enough. And then it just took it out of nowhere. So that happened once. So that was not fun.
yeah. That's happened to me too. I
Mhm.
always use like 1,000 and just type in 110 one zero
Oh,
zero zero.
I do like 5,000 now. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
so you got to
I'm not
type in a
taking any
lot.
chances.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's happened to me. I put on 1,000, and I'm like, I usually muscle memory, so I type in 1,000, click the button, and then I go over to the next book, and I look
Uh-huh.
back, and I'm like, wait,
Like, wait, that went through.
oh, crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll happen for sure. So yeah, if you're able to type in just like a giant number, you're like, okay, 5,000. There is no way they're
There's
taking
no
this.
way they're gonna take this.
Yeah. No, that's funny. Oh my goodness. Well, man, I don't have any more questions. I think that was all I really had. I mean, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, we had a blast. We were almost going for an hour. So
Yeah, for sure.
um
Do you have what's your
I was
Twitter?
gonna it's at Chatter Cheese, and I love this name. It's been a nickname since I was a little kid.
At Chatter
But
Cheese.
it's Chatter Cheese. I have like, I don't know, 70 followers. I don't use my Twitter that much.
Yeah,
I just have it to follow other people, really.
yeah. You should start posting some of your
Low key,
stuff.
my source of news is what I use it for.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, 100 arbs a day is pretty crazy. You should start posting that stuff, man. People will really like be like, "Whoa."
Good, I guess.
You
Just
should.
be like,
Yeah. Yo, go follow Chatter
this
Cheese.
is this is what
And
happens when you take a dollar at a time.
yeah, no, that's amazing, man. It's actually
That's what this
inspired
show
me.
gets.
I'm about to start doing that. So that's probably gonna be the
Yeah,
intro to
for
this
sure.
video, to be honest.
It's the
That's
free dollar.
literally like that's
If you do it, get a dollar 100 times, guess what? That's $100 a day. And if
yeah,
you do that for 30 days, yeah,
it's that easy,
it
man.
adds up. I can't stress how much you don't think about it, but it does really add up.
Right. No, when you
Yeah.
zoom out a little, man, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I was
So,
also gonna recommend using the Edge Boost card
oh,
because
yeah.
I started using it this month, and I'm already up like $650 from cashback just from depositing and
Wow.
withdrawing every day.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're getting 100 arbs in a day, I mean, 600 is I had that myself when I was really doing arbs, and that's the thing about arbitrage is you're putting in a lot of money, more than EV,
Mm.
so you're gonna be able to churn through your bankroll pretty easily, and it's a good ad. Thanks for saying that, Chad, because the Edge Boost
Mhm.
card is absolutely just
Game changer.
ridiculous. It's just another thing you just like what is this? Like how can
Another
I?
free money hack.
Yeah, it's literally like how
That's
am I making
completely
money?
real.
Yeah, just making a 0.5% cash back on every single deposit in my sports books. Like why would I not use it? And then your money for most sports books and most of your betting is in one place, and you can keep it separate from your other bank. And
Mhm.
yeah, no, the Edge Boost is it's a good tip for sure. Definitely, I use it. It's great. Everybody that does this for a good amount of time, when they start to look around on Twitter or follow more people, they'll see Edge Boost is pretty common, but
Yeah,
it's very niched.
it's gonna help me pay for the subscription, so I don't have to worry about, "This
Literally,
is how many arbs I need to make this month to break even with the subscription cost." You don't even have to think about that anymore because, like, I've already got, like, a month's worth of
Yeah.
subscription paid for it already.
Yep.
And now it's only going to get more because my bankroll's growing each and every day. So that's more,
Yep.
more I can pull out and put back in.
Yeah, and then more sports, more churning, just even more. I mean, you can just to the moon with this thing. Yeah, that's a good point too. I love that you brought that perspective up because I'm always doing that as well. It's just look at it in perspectives like that. It's you think the subscription cost is high. Well, if you have
Mhm.
something like Edge Boost and you're churning through a certain amount of money, you could literally make $500 in cash back on that card, and then that's now you're not taking any money out of your profit that you've made arbitrage betting. And it wasn't even your money to begin with. That like half a
Right.
percent cash back, like there you go, right to the subscription. Yeah, that's amazing. That's a really good thing to add. Well, I'll leave you with one more question. Since it's the dead season, I guess people say it's slower months, not much going on. You got some baseball, WNBA, some tennis, random niche sports. But would you recommend somebody starting out now or holding off? Like what would you say?
Yeah. So it's, I would say it'd be up to their personal preference.
Right.
So if you want to start out really slow to where there might not be as much volume and you can focus on what you're doing, now would be a good time. If you want to, on the other hand, if you want to take this time to maybe do some more research, watch some more streams like you're about to do here in a few minutes,
Yeah.
and by all means take the time to learn, maybe even like practice, maybe don't even like place anything, just maybe practice doing it like for real before you actually um, place the bets. Just like go to these, learn the sports books, learn the markets, learn
Right.
where everything's at, so you can navigate them. And then when football and basketball comes around in like October, and then November, college will come back. You got all these sports going on. It won't feel as overwhelming, but there'll be a lot more volume. So if you want to take it slow, now's a good time. If you want to learn, and then go hard when all the sports come back,
Right.
that's fine too.
Right.
Just whatever you
Regardless.
want, however you want to learn.
Yeah. Regardless though, the fall, you want to be
That's
there.
right.
You want to be there. You either take the summer to learn and absorb all the information, watch these videos, watch people stream,
Mhm.
go to the ARP Thief trainings, DM everybody, ask any question, no questions stupid, just ask away. People, this community is so nice, and I mean, like everybody's so cool. I mean, they'll answer your question. No, there's no gatekeeping. It's just there's so much money to go around with this. So, um,
We are all on the same team. We want to beat the books,
yeah,
and
100%.
everyone that I've sent an DM to has DM'd me back.
Yeah.
I've not had one DM that went unanswered. Like
Yep.
everyone has always responded to me, so everyone's really helpful.
Yep. Yep. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. I'm excited to see, your story unfold as we keep going. I hope you post some stuff on Twitter. I hope you hit that 100K goal. And yeah, it's just so cool to see other people have so much amazing success with something like this. It's just amazing, and especially in like times like this. I mean, bills are hard to pay for, things are expensive, and this is just such a
Mhm.
amazing tool, and it's so cool to share that with other people. So
Yes, like
yeah.
I just like betting for fun, or I did like betting for fun. I came across this to where could become like a potential second income, or maybe even a first income. But I'm just a regular dude. I'm not, no, I'm not affiliate. I don't care like anything about which software you use, or
Yeah.
there's like more. There's many out there, but I'm just a regular dude. I
Right.
figured it out. I'm not really the smartest person in the world. It's just you gotta just go for it. That's all I can say is practice, go for it, build confidence, and you can do it.
Yeah. Those are great words. Yeah, I'm not even gonna top that. We're gonna leave it there. Thanks for coming on, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. And we'll be back next week with another guest. Thank you, Chad.
All right, had a blast. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed that chat with Chad. I'll see you guys next week for the third episode with a new guest. And look, like Chad said, if you are someone that's just starting out or thinking about getting into this, you can either spend the summer gaining all the knowledge and absorbing everything, talking to anybody, and coming this fall, get started with this because you don't want to miss the fall. But like Chad says, like I say, we're all still on these subscription plans and we're still making enough money to cover it and then some. So is it worth it in the summer? I think so, but it's up to you. This is something that could really change your life. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you guys learned something. I love sitting down and just talking to these amazing humans. It was just so cool to see someone have great success financially with something as simple as this tool. Drop a comment or DM me on Twitter if you want to be the next guest. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.